not able to make any headway with him, we're going to have to get an engineer to cite him on what issues there are there, which there are still issues. There's safety concerns, and recently on the internet some photos have been cropping up, someone getting in the building and taking photos, and they're on, if you Google it, you can actually see them. That was this past year, 2010. So there's issues there, and obviously we want to make sure that the village takes every step to make sure the CEO is doing his job and the village is not liable in any way, shape, or fashion, because we were made aware of the situation. So that's where we're at now with that.
We haven't spent any money in our engineering budget, have we? Haven't spent anything this year?
For what?
Engineering budget. Haven't spent anything this year, I don't believe.
I would have to look, but I think maybe.
Probably did something with their little focus on that. They did engineer, they did review for pre-paving.
That was prior year.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I don't know when the building came through. We'll take a look at that.
If I'm not mistaken,
What's
it's
the current
$3,000
budget
for
here?
engineering, but we can have him contact through our associates and $1,000. They'll save. It's not going to take a lot for engineers to save, things like all that.
Does someone want to make a motion to contact Saratoga Associates for the building department or code enforcement officer in regards to the mill, to not exceed a certain amount?
Yeah, we'll have to contact Dennis Hogan, let's get a satisfactory answer, what's going to happen.
Okay.
Up to $1,000, I'll make that motion. Contact Saratoga Associates.
For up to $1,000.
Consultation.
Okay, and do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's see, the code enforcement, let's get for that. Okay, fire department. Do you want me to read the report, Larry, or you don't?
I can read it.
Okay.
The month of January, there was total 9 alarms. Training includes hazardous materials, landing zone operations, EMS, and ice and cold water rescue. Upcoming training, we have CPR for fire department members, certifications, ventilation, building construction, and power equipment safety. We put a new oxygen sensor in our Scott multi-gas meter. You have the request that I had sent, I think it was last week, for the purchase of a locker system. Fire department will be having a chicken barbecue February 6th from 3 to 5 right out here. Casino bus trip is also scheduled for May 14th. You can contact any department member for tickets for that. Mark Dennison installed a new vacuum intake gauge on 612, which probably saved us like about $500 by having Mark install it instead of having to send it out. For our 2010 AFG grant. We've heard no word on that, which is actually good news. We haven't been denied.
And Larry, you're requesting, just to take note, you're requesting shelving for the...
It's a locker system for turnout here.
Okay.
What we're using right now is our old wooden lockers.
Okay.
Which when we come back with wet turnout here, there's no ventilation in there. It's a little moldy. These are all open locker systems.
Do you have the final cost for that?
It was on that quote. I believe it was around $4,200. The shipping.
$42.79,
Sounds right.
$610.
We'll be doing all the installation.
Do I have a motion to accept the proposal for the shelving for the new turnout gear to the amount of $4,279.65?
I make a motion.
I'll second that.
Second, okay, all in favor? Aye. Motion is passed. Okay. Thank you, Larry. Historian's report for the month of February. In the past month, I've been working, this is Sean Kelleher. In the past month, I've been working forward with the old Saratoga happenings. I'm pleased to announce that the collection includes Hudson Crossing Park, Old Saratoga National Historical Association, Saratoga National Historical Park, as well as the Scottsville Area Chamber of Commerce and Scottsville Library. Attached is the schedule of events for February. I've launched a new project called Reflections of Old Saratoga that will video record the memories and stories of local people for posterity. The historian will videotape recollections, stories, and interesting facts from current and former residents in the Village of Victory. A videotaping session is planned for Tuesday, February 22nd at 9:30 a.m. in the Village of Victory Hall here, 23 Pine Street. Using the, as some of you may be aware, my initial career was in television production, so I'm using this experience to record reflections of living, working, going to school, social events, and family stories that have been passed down through generations in the community. The videos will be archived for research and for future generations. As a long-term goal, the historian's office is to produce a series of videos for public release. Persons or groups interested are urged to contact Sean at 698-3210. Respectfully submitted, Sean Kelleher. I do have a list of the Saratoga happenings, and that will be on the website. Okay. There's Treasurer's report is next. Paid abstracts ending 1/31/2011. General fund $18,927.91. The sewer fund $3,113.08. The trust and agency fund is $545.70. Cash disbursements ending 1/31/2011. Gross payroll $12,363.01. Accounts payable $22,586.69. Check listing, general and trust account and sewer accounts $22,586.69. Check listing for payroll $9,927.20. Unpaid abstracts for February 2011, abstract number 9. The general fund is $25,995.43. The sewer fund is $1,273.87. And the trust and agency account is 0. Bank balances are not in at this current time. Planning board report, Patty?
You want to read it? You want me to?
If you could.
Due to predicted bad weather and lack of availability of members of the planning board, did not conduct a meeting in January. Bill Lloyd and Peter Healy attended planning board training in Saratoga Springs on January 26th. Arrangements for Alan Quartercracks and Michael Martian to receive the required training will be made as soon as possible. Patricia Pierce received training in the summer of 2010. The next scheduled planning board meeting will be February 23rd, 2011. I had a conversation with Jamie O'Neill, chairperson of the zoning board. We discussed the work and the time commitment required to review and update the village comprehensive plan. We agreed that winter is a difficult time to secure volunteers for such an extensive undertaking, and with the state of the village and future appointments, it would be best to evaluate the project after the beginning of the next fiscal year. Respectfully submitted, Patricia Pierce.
Any questions? Okay, zoning board report. I didn't receive a report from Jamie for this month, so I would assume that the highlight was the planning and zoning conference as well. Old business, sewer negotiations with Scoundrel. Do we have any updates?
I was before, getting a deed together, submit to them for their approval, and then we can move forward with the other issues we have.
Quotes for Herkimer Street storm sewer. Bill said he would get those, and he's unavailable tonight, so we'll take a look at those hopefully at the next meeting. Planning board vacancies. There's one additional and one since the last meeting. Alan Cracks has been appointed to fill Kathy Turcotte's term, and Michael Martian didn't go to training, so he's not really able to be appointed as a full member unless he fulfills his training, because he's outside of the year time frame now. Well, he will be, unless he attends the training in March. So I'm going to place an appointment for full membership on hold for him and leave him as the alternate, since he's having an issue with fulfilling his training duties as per state law. Cash receipts policy for the Village of Victory. I don't know if we want to leave that for a CPA firm or define some simple cash receipts policies for now. Does the board have, is there any discussion on the matter?
I think it's better we have a policy or procedure in place right now that complies with the state's requirements, and then we find out what we do. That is a policy. And I don't think we need to overcomplicate this.
Do we want to have, do you want to write it up, or do you want?
If it's more into the work we have, I can write it up. We'll work together on it.
Okay. And we'll leave that at that. So we'll work at getting a policy by the next meeting. I think is that satisfactory?
No problem.
Okay. Meeting procedures for the Village of Victory. I never received the email.
I may not have known about it, but
Okay.
I do believe that's a workshop type of thing, and I think you'll see that when I'll get it to you.
Okay. It definitely does require some more time to discuss it. Utility, Monument Drive, do we have any?
We're moving forward with, as far as I know, litigation, there's documents being in place, our lawyer has the copy of the quote for the remedy. So I'll get those to you.
Bill
I
has,
don't believe I heard them
there
either.
are 2 or 3, and Bill did have them, and I have copies of them as well.
There's something you can scan me.
I'll look for it this evening. Utility billing for the sewer billing in the Village of Victory. I did have a chance to talk to BAS. They're unable to change the software for us in particular, because they feel that it would create other problems elsewhere in the software. We are able to create a separate set of values for each property in a drop-down, but it'd be very cumbersome, and they don't recommend we do it. I did call KBS on Tuesday and spoke to them, or Monday. I spoke to them on Monday of this week, and he was going to get back to me Monday afternoon, but did not, with a quote in regards to the number of units that we had. I did give him all that information, and he's going to give a small quote and then a more detailed quote. They are able to do the assessment based on the assessment. They're able to do have the software calculated based on the assessment. So we should have the KBS quote, I would assume, by Friday. And then I'll send it to you. You can take a look at it. And then I'll ask him for a more detailed quote if I see